Hey guys, so this is a video covering 3 different formulas to find the area of a triangle, and a lot of this will be review from either algebra or geometry, and then I do have one new formula for you. I'm going to show you a couple of different examples, and I'll have you try some on your own. Okay, so if you know the base and the height, then you want to use this formula, area equals half base times height. Pretty straightforward. So the base has to be the bottom part of the triangle. It would be like on the ground. And then the height needs to be perpendicular to that. Now, if your triangle is turned around, that's totally fine. The key thing is that height and base must be perpendicular, which means that I need to see a 90-degree angle, okay? We can't assume that something is the height. The next formula is area equals half AB sine of C. The neat thing is that this formula will work in this case where you have a right triangle because you know this angle and the two sides. But ideally it's for this kind of problem where you know two sides surrounding an angle. Okay? And a lot of times you can use your previous knowledge of an isosceles triangle, and I'll show you one like that later, to solve something like this. So in this case it would be 1/2 AB sine of C. So that one's pretty great because you're just typing the calculator, and it's always sine. That's not something that you need to think about. The last one is called Heron's formula, and this is also for area of a triangle, but it's using a new variable called S, and S is half of the perimeter. So perimeter is when you add up all three sides, and then you're going to take that and multiply it by the difference between S and each of the sides, and take the square root of the whole answer. Okay, so our first example, when I look at this, I need to think about which formula I want to use. Well, notice that there's a 90-degree angle, so that means I know the height, and I can add all of this up to get the base. So I want to use 1/2 base times height. Half of 27 is 13.5. And then when you're talking about area, you always say units squared. If you actually know that it's feet, then feet squared. All right, number 2 also is a base and height problem. This part of the triangle, this isn't actually part of the triangle, it's part that's dotted. We can use that for the height, but we don't need to know what this is. All I want is the actual base of the triangle, okay? The dotted part isn't actually there. So I'm gonna do 1/2, 4 times 7, half of 28 is 14 units squared. Okay, pretty straightforward, something you've been doing since middle school. So let's talk about the next formula, 1/2 AB sine of C. And this formula, you should have learned this in geometry, but I know it's been a while. What you want to happen is you want two sides surrounding an angle, okay? That's what needs to happen. If you don't have that happening, you can't use this formula, or you need to try to make that scenario happen. All right, I'm just going to type it in the calculator, 1/2 AB sine of C. So take a second, type that in. Make sure your calculator is in degree mode because this is in degrees. So 1/2, I'll go ahead and do 77 times sine 95, and I'm getting 38.4 units squared. The next one, I do not have two sides surrounding an angle. I have two sides, but I don't know that included angle. Can I make this formula still work? And the answer is yes, because this triangle is an isosceles triangle. And in an isosceles triangle, if the two legs are the same, then the two base angles are the same. So I'm going to plop another 50 over here, and now I'm going to use the fact that triangles have 180 degrees to find out that this is 80. And boom, you've got 1/2 AB sine of C. So take a second, type that in. So 1/2 of 100 is 50, and 50 times sine 80, 49.2 units squared. Okay, rolling right along. Last formula. This is the only one I believe you have not seen before. And this formula is great when you know all three sides. Could I make one of those other formulas work? Yeah, like I could use trigonometry to find the height. I can use law of sines to find, or law of cosines to find an included angle. But there's this other formula that allows me to not have to find anything additional. So I'm going to use it. And step 1 is to find S, which is half of the perimeter. So I'm going to add up all 3 sides and divide that by 2. And that's going to give me 25 divided by 2, so 12.5. So in your formula, you take that 12.5 and you're going to multiply it by the difference between 12.5 and each of the sides. Couple of different ways you can type this in. You can type it in all at once, and if you do, make sure you throw a set of parentheses there. You could also just type in this part and then do second square root, second answer. Use that copy and paste feature. And if you need more help with that, let me know. I'm going to type it all in one motion. I'm going to add another parenthesis there just to make sure I don't mess that up. Because like the square root function will start a parenthesis, so I'm going to put this additional parenthesis here, okay? And if you're not sure about that, like I said, there's nothing wrong with doing it individually, then taking the square root of that answer. And that's what's nice about that second answer feature. Okay, takes a little bit to type it in, but it's easy work. And type all that in and you should get 27.8 units squared. Next one, same exact thing. I know 3 sides. Find S. You're going to add up all 3 sides and cut it in half. So this one would be 23. Half of that is 11.5. Okay. If you're lucky, it's nice when S is not a decimal. But it's not that bad when it is. Take each side, subtract. Okay. Now, one thing you could do if you don't feel as comfortable with the calculator is you could easily figure out what each individual piece is. So if we type in 11.5 minus 3, or you could probably do that in your head, 8.5, 11.5 minus 9, and then 11.5 minus 11. Okay, if you feel better about typing that in, that's fine. Or you could type in all of this whole product, that multiplication, and then that's what I'm going to do now. Then we can do square root of second answer, and you get 11.1 units squared. Okay, so I have a few more problems for you. You have now seen a little bit of everything. What I want you to do is think about which formula you would use. So take a second, pause the video, think about which formula would be best for each of these problems, and go ahead and set it up. Okay, so I'm hoping that you paused the video and you're thinking about which formula that would be best. This one, the first thing I noticed is that I have an angle surrounded by 2 sides, so that makes me think 1/2 AB sine of C, and just type that in your calculator. I got 17.2 units squared. The next one, well, a little bit stumped here because I know the base, but I don't know the height. I have an angle, but I don't have 2 surrounding sides. And I also don't know all 3 sides. So right off the bat, none of those formulas are going to work. However, it is a right triangle, which we just finished our unit with that, and we can find this missing side, and most of you probably have it memorized. This is a 5, 12, 13 triangle. Okay, and if you don't have it memorized, just use Pythagorean theorem. Once you know that, you get to pick which formula you want to use because you have all 3 sides, so you could use Heron's formula. Not my personal preference, because out of all three formulas, that seems like the most amount of work. I could easily do the half AB sine of C, if you like that formula. Because the neat thing is that the sine of 90 is just 1, which brings us to our last formula, half base times height, and you're going to get the same answer either way. So half of 60 is 30 units squared. Okay? Again, I want you to take a second, I want you to pause, and I want you to think about what formula works best for each of these. Okay, so I'm hoping that you paused. Welcome back. And number 9, you have some options. Probably your first thought is to use that Heron's formula, and that is totally fine. You can find half of the perimeter, plug it in the formula, great, easy done. If you remember a little bit more about geometry, you may have recognized that this is an equilateral triangle, and that an equilateral triangle has all the same angles, which means they have to be 60. So an even easier way to me would be to do the 1/2 AB sine of C. Type that in your calculator, get the answer. If you're really good at trig, you may have even thought about, oh, this looks like a 30, 60, 90. And you could definitely do that as well. Once you know the height, then you could use just base times height. So you have some options, and you're going to get the same answer no matter what. Okay? Last one, pretty straightforward. I have a base, I have a height, so I'm just going to do half base times height, and this is 48, so half of that, 24. Okay? That's it. So know your three formulas, know when to use them. Sometimes there's more than one formula that works, so good luck.